All right, we are live. Hey Kim,
Hey there, how are you?
how you doing?
Good.
Are you
Thanks
having
for
a
having me.
fantastic Thursday?
It's been good so far. Heading
Yeah,
to the weekend, a holiday weekend, which is amazing.
right around the corner. I know. Hopefully we'll have good weather. Hey, listen, I want to welcome you. If you're tuning in, you're here to talk with Kim Chamberlain, longtime real estate agent, real estate broker, and we're going to talk about her career, how she got involved with real estate, and why she made the switch over to eXp Realty. Ooh.
Exciting.
So I'm so glad to have you. You have a wealth of information. You've been in real estate, a few years now, right? Tell me,
Yeah, it's actually 18 years this
18
year,
years.
which is crazy.
Tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into real estate.
Well, I was actually working for Auto Trader back in the days. So if you're old enough to remember the magazines being in 7-Eleven, that's when I worked for Auto
You're asking
Trader.
me if
So
I'm old enough? Yes.
or just saying anyone who's old enough to remember that. Most of the time they just remember the online Auto Trader. So I worked there and, just transitioned. It's actually very similar. It's just a different product, and I feel like you're kind of helping people a little bit more. So that's how I stumbled upon the business, and it was weird. It just happened. I don't even know how I got into it. I just know that I was a mom that wanted to spend more time with my kids, and I needed to also make money. So I was like, what am I going to do? Real estate was there.
It's so funny all the different ways that people get into real estate and different reasons that they have. What was it like when you first started out? I mean, do you mind asking, me asking how long you've been in real estate and when did you start?
So I started in 2004, and as I was getting licensed, I did it correspondently, so I could do it, while my girls were sleeping, and whenever I could fit in the time to take those classes. So I, started in 2004, and I came in. I was talking about real estate so much, building up to actually coming in, that I came in pretty much with a bang. I had quite a few deals right away. So
Which
it
is
was.
unusual, but that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I try to teach people. I'm like, just talk about it. Normally your friends and family are who you kind of start with because
Right.
they're a little more understanding and know that you're new.
Yeah. That's and gosh, you got in just as I think the turn was starting to happen.
After that, so I think that wasn't that like the 2008 like
Yeah.
bubble.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it was before then. So I had normal real estate for a little while.
Okay.
Then I
Good.
had crazy real estate and now, well, what's normal really in real estate?
There is no normal, and it's like a roller coaster.
It is. It
Buyers,
is.
sellers, depression. You have all these different things. So
Yeah.
who did you start with? I'm kind of curious.
Very briefly with Century 21.
Uh huh.
Very briefly.
Yeah.
Under a year, maybe like 6 months when it all clicked to me and I made that move.
And you're in the Northern Virginia area, right?
I
Or
am. Yeah, I've been working Northern Virginia. I'm actually in Prince William County, kind of where I do the bulk of my business, but it's not hard to be in Fairfax, Prince William, and Stafford. I would say those are like my primary markets that I work.
yeah. So if you're watching this, Northern Virginia is just about a half an hour outside of Washington D.C. So we call it the DMV, the District Maryland of Virginia. And a lot of agents are multi-state licensed. Some just focus on a particular area. So you're licensed in just Virginia, or
Just Virginia. I,
yeah,
you know, I had my DC license for a little while, and I did take the test in Maryland, and I passed. But I love Virginia, and I wanted to be passionate in one area, and I just felt like it was a lot of ground to really cover and say I specialized in it. So for me, it was just my choice to stay licensed in Virginia.
yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And also your time management, instead of driving all over the place, if there's enough business right where you are, it's better on your of investment of time.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
So you went Century 21. Then where did you go after that?
To Remax. Yeah. I went to Remax right after that.
Ooh.
I know, yeah. Where I stayed for a very long time. I mean,
We're Remax
16
brothers and
years.
sisters. Yeah. How
We
long were you
are. What's that?
there? How long were you there?
16 years?
16 years. Holy
Yeah.
Toledo. I was there 12 years.
Wow.
I
That's
I tell
awesome.
everybody I got engaged at a Remax convention. Sounds easy, but we're still married, so that's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Did you go to a lot of the conventions and
I did. I was pretty active. I even managed an office for a little while, quite a few years, managed an office. And yeah, I really tried to attend everything that I could, just to kind of stay in the know. Got my broker's license in 2010. So shortly after that is when I started managing an office. So.
what was that like being a broker and managing agents?
Um, so it was good.
I'm
I
reading your
really
mind
loved
because I did it as well.
I really loved the agents and I loved helping. I love mentoring and passing down kind of what I've learned and just what I know. I think that's super important, but kind of took away from my business. So I decided to kind of trend out of that and go just back into business and what I really loved.
Yeah, yeah. So, first of all, if anybody's watching this, you have the ability to ask a question to Kim on our chat there, whether it's on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, wherever, YouTube. So fire away and we'll try to answer any questions that we have. I see we have a few of your folks, Guy and Arlene,
Yeah.
logged in saying hi
Hey
to them.
guys.
So, Remax, I know that I bled red, white, and blue. And, I didn't really think anything else other than Remax when I was in business.
It's so true. I did too. I joke about that, but I did too, that I bled red, white, and blue and really just had blinders on. Like it was just this for me. So I didn't really see anything else. It was just kind of, that was it.
The thing that I found out over the years is that real estate professionals really focus in on the brand, and they focused in on this, uh, myth, and it is a myth that consumers really care about that company that you're with. And I know that there's studies out there from NAR that said, consumers, I think it's less than 5% care what brokerage you're with. They're working with you. They're working with Kim Chamberlain, what you have to offer and your personality. And I didn't really, that didn't sink in until I left Remax.
No, I agree. I totally, I feel the same way. I really believe I was very brand driven, very brand driven. And I thought, well, gosh, are they using me? What are they using? So actually, before I switched over, I went back like almost 12 months and just picked a handful of clients and I called them and I said, hey, when you chose me, who did you choose? The company I worked for, me? I'm just curious and be honest, because I really wanted their honesty. And I felt like I went to the people who would be honest with me and they're like, duh, you. So, I mean, it was hands down, like just all of them were like, we chose you. So, I mean, that really spoke volumes for me. And, I'm not going to say that, that brand didn't probably get me a few deals, over my time, with them. But ultimately, I think that in real estate, we build our business because of us, and it's about us because we're all so different, and so it's how we choose to run our business and the relationships we choose to build.
Yeah, I know that, looking back on it, one of the things that I had this misconception of is that there was loyalty to the brokerage to me, and I to the brokerage, and that it was mutual. And what I realized when I left was that's not true. That's and so it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks that it's you're the brand, you're the agent out there that's building that book of business. And if Kim Chamberlain is a great agent, she's going to do well wherever she goes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, really, there's only loyalty to people, really, and myself and my family. That's it. That's who I work for. It's the reason I do everything. So I think that you have to know that that loyalty should lie with you and your family. I mean, that's ultimately who all has your back at the end of the day.
Yeah. And, I think at the time, and gosh, this is 12 years ago. And then when I joined, it was another 12 years. So we're looking at, 23, 24 years ago, that particular company and that particular model was at the apex. It was, Remax and Keller Williams, and they were duking it out. And they were the 800-pound gorillas that had the name, the recognition. And so that's where you went if you were a successful agent.
Yeah, you're so right. It's so true. I mean, and it was amazing, back then. And I mean, Century 21 was good, but it was I think that, Remax had offered those splits, I mean the desk fees and 100% commission. Back then it was 100%. And so it was like, wow, it just was so cool, like the shiny new object. So it was really exciting to move over.
Yeah. But one of the things that when I first met, and I'm kind of transitioning here. One of the first things that I thought about when I met with Glenn Sanford, who's our founder and CEO, is this company has drastically changed the landscape of real estate and doing things that I wasn't possible where I was. It just wasn't possible.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it is so different, and switching over to the company, like I swear for like 2 or 3 weeks, my assistant will tell you, like I was a kid in a candy shop. I was just like, oh my gosh, the technology and everything. I was blown away. The tools and just everything was just amazing to me.
Yeah, and for those that are watching, I mean, you really need to find out why this company is different and how it's different. But it boils down to two things. One is we are not a brick and mortar model. We don't own a bunch of buildings, and that has a bunch of overhead. And we're not a franchise model. We're a publicly traded company. Kim and I sell real estate, and this company gives us free stock, free equity, ownership in the company. I never had that in the previous brokerages for doing the exact same thing that every other agent out there is doing. I mean, when did that sink in? Was it when you got your first stock certificate, or?
I mean, I think it sunk in even before I got here, I mean, I had to sit back and really do some self-reflection. Like, okay, hey, I've been doing this for 17 years. What does my next 17 years look like? What do my next 15 years look like? What do my next 5 years look like? So I thought, I'm not happy with the trend that I'm currently on, so what can I do differently? And so, EXP just checked all those boxes for me, all those different ways to make income doing what I still loved without trying to work really hard at it. So, the stocks were just, I mean, that was one of the reasons why I came over. I mean, it's funny because I have agents go, well, I'll just buy stock. I'm like, you continue to buy that, but you're missing the point that you
I
get
get it
it
for
for
free.
free. And then you can buy it at a discounted rate too. So it's almost like a 401k for me. And so it's like I'm preparing for my future now, and that makes me feel good.
Yeah, I think just like, we're starting to see even in the retail market, you're seeing a lot more people feeling comfortable buying stuff on Amazon, buying it online, having it delivered to their home, and being in this cloud-based environment. That's what's happened over the last 10 years in real estate. And, this company is built on that. And because we don't have that brick and mortar and franchise, they're able to pay the agents exponentially greater than those models that have brick and mortar and a franchise. Did you pick it up right away, or did you have to mull about it? Because it's funny to hear stories. You have some people, they get it within 30 seconds, and then some come back in 6 months and go, "Okay, I'm coming."
I am an overthinker. It was not instant for me.
Right.
So I saw a couple agents go over and I was like, hey, why are they going over there? So I had started just doing some research. Who am I fooling? Lots of research. And then it was just me mulling all that over. It was talking to my husband. My husband's like, are you sure? What's EXP? And I'm like, listen, just don't question me on this. Just trust me. So and he's extremely happy today that, I made that decision and he gets it. I think he got it quicker than I got it, but I still knew that I could see myself doing it, but it's so hard to make that change. And especially as a producing agent to pump the brakes, right? And stop everything. So my transition over was seamless. So honestly, like the team behind onboarding, my local team was just amazing. So, and that was super crucial for me.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that with 80,000 agents now, and we're in 20 plus countries, Canada, Mexico, we have a little bit more stability. Back in the day, 11 years ago, people would say, oh, that company's not going to last. Oh, they're not going to go anywhere. You've just torched your career. And and it's funny how it's evolved now where
Yeah.
we are getting major players in every state. That are coming over that are doing, 300-400 transactions, and they have teams of 25. They get it.
Yeah, big teams, it's amazing. I mean, if you have a big team or you have a small brokerage, oh my, it's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. And I'm a solo agent, it's a no-brainer. But if you have teams or like I said, even own small brokerages, oh my gosh. And I'm the kind of person who wants to sit down with people and say, hey, I don't want to tell you, I want to show you. I'm gonna break out my laptop, I want to show you. Because to me, that speaks louder than talking all day long.
Yeah, and I listen, and I know that a lot of people out there they've run into an EXP agent that's, probably a little overzealous, but they're excited about it because they have this unique opportunity that they didn't have at their previous brokerage. I know that if I introduce somebody to my previous brokerage, I got a coupon for a free lunch or a Starbucks card. Here, I can introduce somebody to the company, be their sponsor, and I can literally get paid thousands of dollars. And there's no limit to it. To
Yeah,
me,
and
that was mind-boggling. And then I will say one last thing is that there's somebody that's doing agent attraction in those offices right now, and they're getting paid for it. And you may be bringing that agent to that office, but you're not getting paid on it. Somebody else says.
yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's like when you're filling out that form to get paid, and it's like, did you like working with Susie Jones? Yes, I did. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're calling for their brokerage. In
Right.
this case, you're calling for yourself. You're building that. And agent attraction, recruiting, everyone does recruiting. So it's funny to hear agents go, oh my gosh, EXP recruits. Yeah, so does
Every
everyone.
brokerage does. Newsflash.
Everyone does. So you can either let your brokerage do it and benefit from it, or you can do it and benefit from it, but it's still an option. I mean, if you want to come over and just sell real estate, come over and just sell real estate. Get the stocks. I mean, but if you love what you do, I feel like that agent attraction piece is easy because it speaks for itself. Your excitement speaks for itself. And then I think it's just answering questions and debunking things like you're so alone. There's no one there. You're in a cloud. Who's there for you? We have so many resources and instant help anytime you want it. So
You bring up an excellent point. I know that a lot of agents, including myself, they get over, they get super excited about the stock and the equity ownership and the revenue share every month. But we totally do an underselling job of the tools that we get, the 60 plus hours of live training, and then your little micro group that may have brought you in. You're part of my group. Then you have, Arlene is part of your group, and you'll build your own group, and you have infrastructure there. I communicate more with agents at EXP than I ever did at any other brokerage in my 24 years.
Well, I think that they're open. I think that there's so much more collaboration and support here from other agents. We're not competing, we're a team. And that's what I love about this model here. And I love that anytime I need help, I'm going on vacation, I post something on Facebook in a private chat that I need help, and it's like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like blown away. And I'm like, wow, these people are helping me. Like they care. So that's huge. It's not like I have to beg and, borrow and steal and pay somebody, and then I'm still not getting anything covered because they look at you as competition. So I'm so grateful for that at eXp, that collaboration and support.
And it's that collaboration, it comes from the heart, but it also is built into our model. If I brought somebody on and they bring on Kim Chamberlain, I really want to help you out. I want to help you and anybody that you're bringing on, whatever it is that you need, I'm there to help you because it helps you, it helps me, it helps the company and the stock. And that mindset, that model is not in a traditional brokerage. It's not in a brick and mortar. It's all about the layers of the franchise owner, the regional owner, the owner of the, it has nothing to do with the agent.
Yeah, and I mean, I see some brokerages, and they do, they support each other and they have good, and that's great, but it's not often that you see that.
Right.
So, I mean, to me, that was huge to have that, and just not feel kind of alone, not feel like a number. And I know there's agents out there that just feel like a number. They just feel like, hey, and not a good number, not like number 50 with EXP.
For those
Pretty
within
amazing.
that's a little bit of a bragging number, but yeah. Um, it is funny. I've heard this a lot. You don't have offices, so there's no camaraderie, there's no support, there's no getting to know one another. And I would say nothing's further from the truth. I mean, your experience is what?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I sat down with a couple agents, and actually went into, again, I'm more of a show me than tell me. And I went in. I was like, hey, let's go into the world. And went right into the stateroom, pulled the ticket, and we were back at the table like that. And I was like, what question do you have? And they're like, And I'm like, no, no. I mean, I want to show you, you get help instantly. So I mean, to me, again, I want to show you because I think that there's so much negativity with that you're alone here, that you're just, you're stuck in your house and you have no one. And that's not true. It's not true at all.
Yeah, I again, for whoever's watching this and you're not part of EXP, you owe it to yourself to really dive in and see all these classes that are taught every week. And I'm talking not recorded, these are live classes. Then within that, you have team meetings that might be a Zoom or it might be an actual physical meeting that you're getting additional support and training. It's almost like you have multiple levels of training and support for your business.
You do, and I think you can pick and choose. Like I love you and Guy, how you do the coffee for closer. I love that. That's great. And I know EXP does their Friday one. That's just like that big. Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
I love that one. But you can pick and choose what you want to go to. Who's putting something on that interests you, but you don't have to go either if you don't want. So, but there's so much out there that you can't help but just dive in and just take it all in.
And I think the unique, and I've made this comparison before, but the unique thing about EXP is that it doesn't matter whether you're a brand new agent or whether you're a mega icon agent that does, 100 million in production. This company it fits. It'll fit to whatever it is that you need and support you on that.
Definitely. I mean, I know some local agents that started at EXP. Arlene's one of them. I mean, she doesn't know any different. She started here.
Yeah.
It was her first brokerage. So, we have a really great mentor program. I'm a certified mentor. So I say if you are new and you're like, gosh, I don't really know what to do, sign up for the mentor program. I think you have to anyways and do a couple deals. But there's always someone there. You can attach yourself to any mentor really that you want. So there are tools there to even support those new agents coming in.
So you've taken some of the classes, obviously, and we have a specific class that I'm talking about. It's a wide variety of classes, from hey, I just got my first lead, what do I do, to how do I build uh, a team that does 300 transactions in a year, and everything in between. But we have one specifically. It's called the iConversations, where we have some of the top agents across the country sharing how they get to to do the business that they're doing, and they tell you all their secrets. Would that ever happen in your previous brokerage? I know the answer to it, but I want to hear you say.
Yeah, I mean, I think any brokerage really. I mean, I feel like, over my career, most of the top producers, it's the secret, this, and they don't want to share it. And why not? I tell people all the time, it's not us that's in competition, it's the houses. So you have to be open-minded. And some of my best friends are real estate agents, but I just feel like, they just shut down, and they don't want to share. It's like you're going to come in and take their business away. So yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing. I love the classes. I love, like, just tuning into something that I'm like, hey, this is where I want to be. I want to break through this ceiling, and this person's going to tell me how they did it. So just endless resources. Like I said, I was a kid in a candy shop when I first came, just like, oh my gosh, classes and technology and tools and my stock, even looking at my stock account. It's just, it's amazing.
Yeah, the simple fact that you're saying that you have a stock account with eXp that's set up automatically, it's like, what? I didn't have that in my previous brokerage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we all have that. Every one of us. When you
Yep.
sell your first deal, when you cap, when you bring somebody on and they sell something, the company just gives you free stock equity in the company
For doing your job.
for doing your
For
job.
doing your job. And then they reward you a step further. Glenn set it up just brilliantly, honestly, just amazing, because now my next hurdle is Icon program. And I can't even imagine hitting that program and getting all of that I've paid this year, $16,000 back in stocks. It just is unreal.
Did you hear what Kim just said? If you sell a certain amount of volume and production here at eXp, the company will give you back your cap in the form of stock. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It's so exciting.
yeah. And so it creates this wonderful synergy, because if you became an Icon agent now you've been rewarded with this money. You have the responsibility, or privilege, of saying, I'm going to share how I got there with other agents. And
Hmm.
it's a beautiful cycle.
But that's what it's all about. And everyone's so different. Like, the way you do business might be completely different than the way I do business. But I don't really think there's a right way. I think it's a way that fits you. So I love that different people are teaching, because everyone has a different style.
Yeah, they really do. What would you say to somebody who's watching this, who is, they weren't thinking about leaving, maybe they're kicking the tires, uh, about eXp, and what they need to do to really find out more about, what would you say to them now that you're on the inside?
I think I would say, don't get complacent. And if you are having any doubts, I mean, it's worth checking out. Doesn't mean that you have to do it, but it's
Right.
worth checking it out. If you always, do the same thing, where are you going to be? Are you happy with what you're doing right now? Are you happy with what you're getting from your brokerage? And if you are, that's amazing. But if you're not, I think you owe it to yourself and your why, whether that's your family or whoever it is, to really find out what it's about, and does it fit you. So, but I can tell you, I mean, to me it fits everybody. But I mean, that's me. That's how I feel. Like, I think it's just a no-brainer.
Yeah, real estate agents are great at building relationships, are great at selling real estate. But one of the things that I'm learning is that they might not necessarily be looking at the business model that they're in with their brokerage. And
No.
I thought, okay, great. I have this big balloon company that I was with, but I didn't share any of the revenue of the office. I didn't have any ownership. I didn't have any stock. It wasn't going up in value. I was selling, selling, selling. And then come January 1st, you know,
Start all
plan
over.
and start all over again. And God forbid something happened to me. That's it. You're done. When I left Remax, I was done.
Yeah. I mean, and really think about it. How many retirement parties do we have in offices for real estate agents? None. None.
Gold watch.
None. Who retires from real estate? We just don't. We
Right.
work until we can't work anymore.
Right.
And that to me was like, I don't want to do that. Are you kidding? So that's what made me take that big leap of faith and go, you know what? It's time for me to do something different. And I don't want to have to work forever. I mean, listen, I probably will, but I want to have the flexibility that I don't have to work. It will definitely be by choice.
I love real estate. I tell my wife, and she gets mad all the time. I love what I do. So you're right. I could see myself as long as I can, drive a car and go up and down stairs. I'll probably still show homes. But EXP is giving you that option. Maybe you don't have to, when you get older. I worked with a guy when I was at Weichert who was 83 years old doing real estate. I'm not sure whether he did it because he had to supplement or what, but you want to have those options. And the previous business models that I have in my brokerage, and 99% of the brokerages don't have those options to have a second and a third stream of revenue for your retirement.
Right? If you want to take advantage of it, I mean, it's definitely there. And again, for those agents who are like, I don't want to do agent attraction, then don't. Then don't. But there's so many other benefits here that why would you not take advantage of the rest of the benefits? Just don't do agent attraction. But you might find that you get here and you love it and you're passionate about it and it just happens. And that's okay.
Well,
So,
and I'll throw something else in there, Kim, is that you don't have to do agent attraction. You've got a team. Maybe you take them out to lunch and you say, hey, I think you'd be great for the company. I don't want to attract you, but I have somebody, Kim Chamberlain or David Harbour would love to talk with you. And you hand them off. You don't have to
yeah,
do it.
you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
No. So, but there's so many exciting things. I'm so excited to be here. People say, well, well, what do you think? And I'm like, I'm just mad I didn't do it earlier. But I mean, I think that we're growing so much here. So they say better late than never. So I'm here and I'm ready to go.
Well, there was a quote by our founder and CEO, Glenn Sanford, in Vegas this past year at our convention. And he believes, and I'm telling you, I've been here 11 plus years. Everything this guy says, it happens. He goes, I believe we'll be at 500,000 agents in 5 years. And I'm agent 50. I've seen us go to 80. I don't know. We're probably closing in on 85,000 agents. It's going to happen.
Yeah. I don't even know my agent number, but it's up there.
Yeah. You're number one in our hearts. That's all it is.
Oh, well, thank
So,
you.
so what would be your invitation to somebody who's watching this? I mean, know what you're going to turn down thoroughly before you turn it down is a smart thing.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And it doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't hurt to reach out. I did a lot of interviewing actually before I switched over to eXp with other companies, but I
Right.
just couldn't pull the trigger. I just couldn't do it. And then, when I started interviewing here and researching, I didn't even really interview when I started researching. Then, I was like, hey, this is it. This is where I belong. So
I at the time, not to bang my drum, but I had a team. I was on HGTV. I was on a show called Get It Sold. I was on the Remax Hall of Fame, whatever that is, and life was good. I had no reason to look over the fence. I am so glad I looked over the fence.
I bet you are.
But I mean, listen. I'm a small fish. When you got guys like Tarek El Moussa from HGTV Flip or Flop, Grant Cardone and Elena Cardone, or Elena Cardone, who is the 10x woman. Why have they brought their business here? Than Merrill. They were very, very successful before they came here. Why did they come and hang their shingle with EXP?
Yeah, I was blown away with Dan Merrill. I was like, holy cow, like my mind was blown. I just thought that was really cool.
They had no reason to come here except this company offers something special.
It just makes sense. It makes
Yeah.
sense. And like I said, especially if you have a team or a small brokerage, I mean, it just is, it's huge. I can't imagine. I thought it was amazing as a solo agent.
So if you're watching this, I think I'm hearing Kim loud and clear. If you are a single agent, if you have a team, if you have your own brokerage, we are part of, you can maintain your same branding and just come under our eXp's umbrella, have all of our tools, training, support, and still maintain your same branding. Glenn is very, very big about that. He doesn't want, you can use your own colors, you can use your own brand name.
Yep. It's pretty amazing.
So I'm going to put up here right now. This is right below. It's a long one. She's going to get a short one, but it's agentbuilderpro.com/agent/Kim Chamberlain. If you can remember that, uh, she'll put it on our social media sites. Click on that, watch a video. And there's an 8 or 9 minute video explaining about eXp and all the tools that we have. But this is my 2 cents. Go and check it out. Come into the world, take some classes. Let's do a financial comparison. It doesn't cost you anything. Well, no, actually it does, because if you miss this opportunity, it could cost you money.
That's true. Yes, for sure. And the fees are, I mean, so affordable. I mean, I think it covers it in that video as well. I mean, it's just, it's simple. It's all out there. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing more to it. It's just all right there. And it's the same for all agents. You know, some brokers are like, I'm going to bring you on because you're great and I'm going to give you this discount and you don't sell as much, so I'm going to charge you more. And their fee structure isn't the same. And it's the same here. Everything's the same for everyone.
It hasn't gone up since I've been here, since we started. And all they keep doing is adding things to it. KV Core website, Sky Slope, 60 hours of training, access to Regis offices across the country, and the list goes on and on.
Healthcare.
Healthcare. We didn't even talk about that.
I mean, that was amazing. I got a couple quotes before even switching over. I'm telling you, I did my homework. I, reached out, got quotes. Is this really affordable? It's affordable.
Yeah.
It really is.
I mean, listen, we're going to wrap this up pretty soon here because we can go on and on about all the tools, the training, the support, the different business models that fit the different agents. But if anybody is looking or you want to investigate more, contact Kim, send her a message, go to her URL, and she'll give you a personal tour and tell you exactly how it is. Is that a fair assessment?
That's fair. I mean, it's just good, honest stuff. It's how I feel, and I'm over here, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So I'm excited for my future with eXp.
I've heard this a lot, and I'll close on this, is that a lot of people say, well, I really like my broker and I really like my office, and I did too. I did too. And you have this false sense of loyalty, but it's funny, when I left, I never heard from them. And so we have cool people here. We have a lot of fun. But the loyalty that I have is to my family. And if this business model can help me sell more homes, establish a retirement, and creates revenue, even into my retirement for my family, that's something you should check out.
Absolutely. I mean, that just says it all.
Yeah. Well, Kim, I am so glad that you are on board here, and the sky's the limit. You have not been to an eXp convention yet, right?
This year, I'm going to
Well,
eXp.
it's in Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay. We just had our shareholders meeting. It is incredible, the training and the expo. And listen, again, I'm not here to throw other brokerages under the bus. I've been to lots of Remax and Weicker conventions. There's nothing like an eXp. They rented out an entire place with 3,000 people and had DJ Jazzy Jeff spin tunes for us. It was
That's
incredible.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh. And they shut down Universal Studios for just EXP agents and their families.
I
Like
saw that a couple
it
weeks ago. The
out.
entire Universal Studios, free food, rides, everything.
I was like, man, kicking myself. I won't miss another one. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I love this company. So get with Kim and her group and find out more about eXp Realty. Kim, thank you so much for your time. I know you were nervous about this, but hey, we're just having two girls just talking here. You know?
It's been awesome. Thanks for reaching out and being able to talk to you. It's been great.
Well, we're going to have more of these, and it'll be new agents. It'll be superstars like Kim with who are former brokers who have really been around the block a while and know what's out there. And we just invite you. It's a big family, and we want to invite you to see what's on the other side of the fence here. So,
Agreed.
all righty. Hey, have a wonderful 4th of July weekend.
Yes. Same to everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Awesome. Talk to you
Have
later.
a good day. See you
Bye.
later. Bye.